Hello students, welcome to the video lectures on operation management subject. Today I will start the concept of capacity planning in module 3. Capacity planning. Planning is with some capacity process. The capacity is nothing but it is expressed usually in terms of volume of output per unit of time. Okay, the effective management of capacity, the most important responsibility of production management system. See, because if the sufficient capacity is required to meet the customer demand in time. Also, this capacity affects the cost efficiency of operations also. Okay, and also it affects the production and delivery timing. Okay, and also it affects the cost of maintaining the facilities. Okay, so the facilities means, see, the capacity, we can say it is ability of given system to produce output within specific time of period. Okay, in this module we have the sub topics in that what is meant by capacity planning, then why you need to study this capacity planning concept, and next we have the importance of capacity planning, then the measurement of capacity, that is nothing but utilization and efficiency, to how to calculate this one. Also we have some comparing capacity alternatives, break-even analysis, and lastly we have the some management tools. Okay, and some problems we see in the later classes. In today's session, just we discussed about the what is meant by capacity planning and what are the importance of this capacity planning. Okay, so this capacity, we can call it is the upper limit of ceiling on the load that an operating unit can be handled. See, what happens on strategic capacity planning. See, as you know, we need demand forecasting or demand forecast before what we can do capacity planning, because we have to get an idea about what will be the demand in the market before we can start doing planning for what equipment, how many people, and how human resource, all those things will be needed. So the capacity is upper limit or ceiling on the load that an operating unit can handle. So basically the load is number of units produced, so it is in terms of number of units, and operating unit could be a machine. So if the load is like on a machine, we may produce 10,000 items in a day, or it could be how many people or workers. So workers will have their own capacity ceiling. Okay, ceiling, like they may be able to work on certain things, how many things they can do on a day. Maybe they can learn a particular machine in the shift. A worker may be able to do or run two machines in a shift, so that the capacity of the worker depending on the skill level. Okay, skill level operating unit also could be a plant, it could be a department, and so on. The capacity could be in terms of equipment. Okay, equipment, space, in terms of equipment, space like a warehouse, the how many items you can store, so that will be the capacity in terms of space. So that or it could be in terms of employee skills. So basic questions we ask capacity handling, that is what kind of capacity is needed and how much is needed and when it is needed. So all those things go into the capacity planning or capacity decisions are very important because it impacts the ability to meet future demands. Because if there is a shortfall and if you are not able to meet that future demand, obviously there will be less profit. But if our capacity is more than the demand, then we are spending more money to keep that capacity idle, and obviously that will have a negative impact on the profitability. So obviously the capacity decisions are very critical, and also because they have long term commitments. So the capacity is not something you can change on a very short notice. Okay, so the basic definition of capacity, you can tell that the capacity is the ability of a given system to produce output within specific time of period. Okay, so the capacity planning is a process of determining the production capacity needed by an organization to meet changing demand for its products. Okay, just concerned with the finding answers, whatever I just asked. So what kind of capacity is needed? How much capacity is needed? And when this capacity is needed? Okay, and we have the standard definition of capacity is the ratio of volume of output to the period of time. Okay, so the capacity planning required these all needs. Okay, this is all about the capacity planning. Next we have the importance of this capacity decisions. Okay, you see one by one. Capacity decisions are very important. See, because it impacts the ability to meet future demands. Because if there is a shortfall and if you are not able to meet that future demand, so obviously there will be less profit. Okay, but if our capacity is more than the demand, then we are spending more money to keep that capacity idle, and obviously that will have a negative impact on the profitability. So because of this, obviously the capacity decisions are very critical, and also because they have long term commitments. So the capacity is not something you can change on a very short notice. So if you look into fast, okay, the initially demand could not be met. Same thing for long, we can start producing the different products. So capacity, so in this case is actually when a customer went to say this is best buy. Initially when it was introduced, there were so like long some queries to that product. Okay, also it was very difficult to get them for next maybe 1 or 3 weeks. So it affects operating cost. So obviously the ideal situation is going to be when capacity equals demand, so that will provide the lowest operating cost. Okay, the second one is the most important, is the it provides the affects the lowest operating cost. And any other, like if capacity is more or demand is more, so that will not be the best situation where the determinant of initial cost, so initially the cost of like equipment, machinery or similar things, or building space, based on the capacity those costs are committed so it is a major determinants of those initial costs we talked about. It's a long term commitment. it, it cannot be changed every no, and then obviously it will affect the competitiveness, because if the demand is much more than capacity, so there is a unfilled demand in the market, and the competitors can take advantage of that to cut the market share. It also affects the ease of management. So if the demand and capacity are close by, then it is the easier to manage things. Okay, so it's most important to affect the ease of management, that affects the competitiveness. Okay, the capacity is much lower than the demand, then always the management has to be on their decisions, they manage that high demand, otherwise they lose that business. Also the globalization adds complexity. Okay, the globalization adds complexity, like number of players increase dramatically, and it affects long range planning. So capacity can be measured like there are different matrices. Okay, if you see the next slide. Okay, the capacity can be measured like you can say different matrices. One is the design capacity, which is the maximum output rate or service capacity, and operations process or facility for which it is this design, like maybe a machine, if it can produce maximum like 10,000 items a day, if it is designed only for that, then we cannot go beyond that. It is like a car may have that upper limit, like what is maximum miles per hour speed it can reach. So that is the design capacity of that car or vehicle. So obviously most of the time we are not operating at that high level, obviously we cannot cross it, but even close to that people do not operate, we use much less than that, so effective capacity is less than the always it is design capacity. Some allowances such as personal time, maintenance, there could be some scrap, it may include some breaks or lunch. So break means some coffee times, lunch time, lunch breaks. There could be periodic equipment maintenance. So all those things bring down in the design capacity to effective capacity. But then ultimately it reality is actual output, so rate of output actually achieved, and obviously it cannot be exceed effective capacity. Okay, the term comes effective capacity. So best it can be equal to effective capacity, but that is the very rare situation, because sometimes there could be machine breakdowns, or there could be some other problem issues, there could be material shortage. If a particular material is not there and assembly cannot take place, so that will bring down the actual output. So to measure capacity, there are two matrices we use that we call as the efficiency and utilization. With the two matrices we use, that is efficiency and utilization, and generally they are actually in terms of percentage. So we could multiply this by 100. So actual output by effectiveness capacity and actual output by design capacity we can calculate. See, one example is given on the next slide. Next slide, that is design capacity was 50 trucks per day, effective was 40, and actual, so you just plug in the number of efficiency, you can get 90%. So that looks very good, like it just missing the effective capacity by about 10% only if you take 100%. If you see the utilization which compares actual versus design is very low, about 72. So generally people look at this more closely, okay, because that gives an idea about opportunities for improvement to or improve. One must know what are the some determinants, what are some factors affect the capacity facilities. Okay, that we see in the next class. Okay, so far we discuss about the capacity meaning, why you need to study the capacity planning and importance of the capacity planning. I will stop here. We see in the next class.